So I'm having a chat with Thomas of Therion. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks so much. Big news is that your new record is out tomorrow, 15th of December. What can people expect when they get a chance to take a listen?
Nothing. No, I'm kidding you. Well, we have released number one and number two already, and this is the one. The third one is the one that is most, I would say, experimental and a little bit progressive and playful, if you want. Yeah, and we simply play without no rules this time.
Good, good. And with this being the third of your trilogy, how does this record sound in comparison to the last two of the same name?
Yeah, that's what when we started to record, we only had one album in mind. We were going to do an album called Leviathan, but when me and Christopher started to work on that, the COVID hit, and lockdown was total.
Hmm.
So basically, what we could do was writing songs and ping pong it to each other through the computer. And all of a sudden, we had so many songs that we said this is more than three albums. So Christopher said, well, let's make three then. Let's make Leviathan 1, Leviathan 2, Leviathan 3. And I thought it was a great idea. So we put the most commercial, in Therion terms, commercial songs on the first one. And on the second one, the ones who were a little bit darker in its atmosphere, so to speak. And like I said to you before, this third one is more experimental, progressive, and a little more playful.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And the band's been around for 30 years now. You've been in the band for around 15 now. How has the music
Oh.
evolved since the start, and how has it evolved since you joined through until now?
Well, I think since the start a lot, because it started off as a death metal band. Uh, so a lot since then. It's nothing that Christopher want to do anymore, really. And since came in the band, I don't know. Uh, since I started to write songs, I think I had an influence on the band. But I'm trying to stay in the boundaries of what is Therion, so to speak. It's very hard to say when you're in it yourself. You get a little home blind. You know what I mean?
I do
But
indeed.
yeah, but maybe it has become a little bit more melodic in a way. I don't know. I don't know.
Hmm,
I think that the fans are good to judge that. But
yeah.
what was fun when they heard the first Therion, the first Leviathan album, it was that they said they could recognize themselves from the earlier albums, from Vovin and some of those Dead. And that's fun to hear. It's nothing we don't trying to create the past. I mean, we just write, and this is where we are right now.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And when it comes to writing, how do tracks normally start off for you guys?
It can be a little different. It can be that Christopher has an idea and he send me only the background music with a lot of riffs. Sometimes he only has a verse and he asks me, can you come up with a good melody on this?
Mhm.
And sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. And sometimes he has almost a complete song that he sent to me. And I have sometimes complete songs that I sent to him that he said, this is a good one. For example, the song Ruler of Tamag, that was our second single. That was a song I wrote without any thoughts of Therion. I was actually planning to send it to Tarja Turunen because it fitted her, I thought. But I was thinking, well, I send it to Christopher and see what he says.
Yeah.
So I did and said, I really like the song, but we need to Therionize it a little bit. So I said, cool, go ahead. So he did. So now it's on this third album.
Yeah, yeah,
So it can be
definitely.
different.
Yeah.
And I usually when I write music, I don't sit around and wait for inspiration to come. I just try to write. And sometimes something good comes out. But one track on the album is called Duende. It's that I got direct inspiration. The TV was on in the living room here, and it was too loud, so I was about to go on and shut it down. And when I came to the TV, it was a program about flamenco and Spanish culture and stuff, like. So I got stuck a little bit, look, and I had this crazy idea. Wonder if I can incorporate that kind of music into Therion.
Mm.
So I went in and wrote the song with those influences, and that, wow, that's pretty cool. I would send that to Christopher and see what he said, and he just freaked out. I love that, he said. All right. So, no rules.
Yeah, no rules indeed. You're not just part of Theory, and you've got a few projects on the go that you've been releasing music from in the last few years. When it comes to writing, are you writing for a specific project, or do you write and see where it works once it's written?
I wish that I had more time to just write because to see where it lands, But often it is projects that I have to, you know, I can hear from a friend that, yeah, this guy needs songs, and you have to check out what kind of style that is, and keep you inside those limits, which it's fun. But with Therion it's different because then you can. I was asking Christopher before this project, what kind of direction do you want to go? And his only direction was, it has to be good. Oh, really? And that's why the material becomes so diverse. And that's sort of like why it's so fun to write for Therion, because you don't really have any boundaries, to keep yourself within.
Yeah, for sure. People will want to see you playing live, and apart from a show in Mexico that you've got coming up in January, you're heading out across Europe as well. I bet you can't wait to be on the road again.
Yeah, we are. We go directly. We have a big concert in Mexico with symphony orchestra and choir and all that pomp and
Mm.
circumstance stuff, And more or less directly after that, we go on a European tour, and it's gonna last for a month or two almost. And after that, we continue probably to China,
Nice.
and after that, it's close to summer, so we probably do some festivals, which I don't know yet. And for the autumn, probably we go to Latin America and make a tour there.
Sounds good. When do you think you'll be back over this way into the UK?
Oh, I would love that. I would love it. For me, it's holy ground. Beatles are from there. That's
Mm.
enough for me. You know, I don't know. Touring has become a little bit more complicated since Brexit happened.
Hmm.
But I really hope to come back soon. In this tour, I'm not sure it will happen. I don't think so. But we, the band, really wants, you know. So it's not us stopping it.
It's the decision we made.
Yeah, sort of, sort of. I know other bands play there, but I don't know. Is it? I think it's less now than before, is it?
Yeah, you can definitely tell a difference.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, yeah. Which is
Yeah.
sad, very sad.
No, yeah, indeed it is. You've played many places with Mexico on the cards, China as well. Where's some places that you haven't been to yet that you want to go and play at some point?
It would be cool to go and make a bigger Asian one. To do Thailand and India and
Mm,
those places that are a little bit unexplored, in the metal world. But I know it exists an.
yeah.
Of course, we are not big there, but if they book us and we play on an upside down bathtub, I'm fine to go. We
Sounds like a
actually
plan.
we actually yeah, we actually have a pretty cool things that are in the discussions. The ambassador for Chile, who is the ambassador for Chile in Ethiopia,
Hmm.
he's a huge Therion fan, knows every lyric better than anybody in the band and everything. And he wants us to come to play there in a private party. And I was speaking to him the other day, and when are we going? And I said, well, right now it's kind of, kind of bad in the country. It's some riots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to do that. Not many bands play in Africa, especially not that part.
No, absolutely. Sounds like you've got a good plan ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Thomas, it's been a pleasure having a chat with you.
Thanks for having me. A pleasure for me too.